It's getting dangerous here, so as soon as we're done with this live shot, we need to get out of here as well. The snow is sticking everywhere right now.
A major announcement for Asheville Festivals looking for a financial boost.
A national bring your dog to work day, so I brought in Teton, our weatherman. Look at him. He's like, I see myself.
A little pet therapy for us.
Hi, buddy. Nice. And for more information on the Swannanoa gathering, go to our website, WLOS.com, and click on the link inside the story that's posted there. This plant has been here for 115 years. The whistle is sounding now for the last time. I'm going to step out of the shot so you can hear it.
Right now, the Black Bear fire is over 1,700 acres.
James Dotson will spend many years in prison on those drug convictions. The president of the Jackson County NAACP says having the statue of Harriet Tubman here in Silva can facilitate cultural understanding. Services for Captain Hall started at Waynesville's First Presbyterian Church. 50, that's a very good turnout. All these filled up with food that's going to go out to families that need them, so we want to thank you very much.
It's getting dangerous here, so as soon as we're done with this live shot, we need to get out of here as well. We've got an officer coming over here and advising us to get out of here as well. So just very quickly, this is the Pigeon River. You see how high it is. This is one of the bridges here in the Clyde area. The water is hitting it. Also, debris is coming in, and every now and then you can hear a big thump as debris hits the bridge here.
The snow is sticking everywhere right now. I'm on Russ Avenue here in Waynesville. I'm going to step aside from the shot here a little bit because the plow is going down Russ Avenue right now. And we have been seeing those plows going up and down the main road here quite a few times.
Stick around.
All right, Jason, thank you. As we mentioned, with a lack of rain over the past few weeks, the North Carolina Drought Monitor has placed the mountains in various categories of drought.
Now, here's a look at the map.
News 13's Kimberly King is live at this weekend's One Love Food and Music Fest. Kim, how is the program funded?
Good evening, Rex.
Well, Jay, it's a historic day here in Canton, one everybody here never really wanted to see. This plant has been here for 115 years. The whistle is sounding now for the last time. I'm going to step out of the shot so you can hear it.
Heard that whistle, I guess, as much as anybody. But these people coming out today,
Okay.
that's what Canton is all about.
Yes, sir.
Right now, the Black Bear fire is over 1,700 acres, but a good soaking rain is expected tomorrow to knock that down quite a bit, but not out completely.
The Haywood County wildfire is 42% contained. 195 personnel are working to put it out. Light rain over the weekend helped.
At just about 0.2 of an inch, it was enough to moderate that fire behavior.
Matt Switzer with the Southern Area Blue Team says a heavier rain Tuesday will be even more beneficial. But it's a one-day-at-a-time battle against the flames and smoke in the Interstate 40 corridor.
We have wind today, which is always a concern during fires.
Ridge-top gusts could reach up to 25 miles per hour.
Crews ready to respond in case there's any flare-ups.
Containment lines are key.
The interstate makes a fantastic containment line. The Appalachian Trail to the north of the fire makes another good line. And then we're working with a forest road as a contingency line.
Cold Springs Creek Road is closed, so is part of the AT Trail.
From Interstate 40 to Brown Gap, there is a closure in effect on that.
Maria Guzman runs Standing Bear Farm in the area, an overnight hiker accommodation and normally a resting spot for trail hikers. She's watching and standing by. So far, no structures have burned and no evacuations.
We've got buckets full of water here and there, and we got the hose ready, and we'll be soaking things if it comes to that.
Switzer says the previous rainfall dampened the ground, and moisture from cloud cover helps as well.
What we've been seeing the past couple days is more fire activity down on the lower elevations. So we're seeing a lot of creeping fire through that leaf litter along the interstate. Not so much fire activity at higher elevations.
He says smoke is likely to linger along I-40 into the holiday weekend. So at this point, the interstate remains open?
Yes, both lanes open.
A lot of traffic is expected here on Interstate 40 over the holiday weekend, but Switzer reminds folks not to rubberneck and create additional problems. Reporting from Haywood County, Rex Hodge, News 13.
James Dotson will spend many years in prison on those drug convictions, but the DA here, in a rare case for this region, is now charging him with second-degree murder in connection with the overdose death of a young woman.
I'm glad they're off the streets.
Christine Chauncey says life is quiet again at the M&M trailer park near Clyde after her neighbor, 36-year-old James Dotson, was arrested last summer on multiple drug charges. This week in court, prosecutors argued Dotson's home in the park was a likely place for cutting up heroin and fentanyl. A jury convicted him of possession with intent to sell and deliver a controlled substance, possession of a firearm by a felon, possession of a controlled substance in jail, and with a long record, Dotson was convicted as a habitual felon, sentenced to 18 to 24 years in prison.
We used to have like a lot of cars come up and down, constantly, in and out of here, in and out of here. So I was glad it's got quiet now.
Chauncey's fellow neighbors feel the same way.
And I hope they get everyone in all the drugs and everything.
We take a very strong approach to that, and we will continue to eradicate those top folks from our neighborhood as best we can.
This is one of my favorite pictures of her.
The story doesn't end here, though, for Dotson. Following his conviction, the district attorney's office charged him with second-degree murder for allegedly selling drugs to 20-year-old Danny Ash, who fatally overdosed last summer in Haywood County, her mother believing she succumbed to heroin laced with fentanyl. DA Ashley Welch says this type of charge is unusual for the western counties.
We haven't issued a charge like this in this district since I was elected. You start to see sort of statewide that this is a sort of a new avenue that prosecutors are taking in charging second-degree murder with a drug overdose.
Dotson will be back in court soon. Back at the trailer park, things remain quiet, without, neighbors say, the prior drug activity next door.
Make this park a lot safer.
And DA Ashley Welch says Dotson should be on the administrative docket here at the Haywood County Courthouse coming up in the next few weeks. Reporting live tonight from Waynesville in Haywood County, Rex Hodge, News 13. The president of the Jackson County NAACP says having the statue of Harriet Tubman here in Sylva can facilitate cultural understanding and create a space for dialogue.
This is the first time in the 5 years that I've lived here in Sylva that I see a work of art that really represents me.
The arrival of the Tubman sculpture is emotional for Dana Marie Patterson.
It means everything.
The sculpture is 9 feet, 2,400 pounds. It's made of bronze, a tough metal symbolically depicting the toughness of Harriet Tubman, a former slave during the Civil War who escaped to the north, returning 13 times to the south to rescue about 70 enslaved people along the Underground Railroad. Marie Patterson hopes its display at Bridge Park helps bridge us together.
Art gives us a focal point, so that we can find some commonality.
Cashiers artist Wesley Wofford created the sculpture, lacing history into it.
The lower section represents sort of low point in American history and slavery and the shackles, and the upper plane represents her freedom. The child's left hand is fear, the right hand is trust, and Harriet's are protection and determination.
I'm thinking about all the kids that are going to see this, and that this is going to resonate, and this is going to become a story that they love. They fall in love with Harriet Tubman's story.
The Confederate statue known as Sylva Sam isn't too far away. Workers covering the Confederate flag and adding plaques acknowledging local citizens who died in the Civil War and displaying the words E pluribus unum, out of many, one. Both Wofford and Murray Patterson expect the nearby pieces of art to spark conversation.
I'm curious to see if it elicits a dialogue and what that dialogue is.
You can see the movement in this art, and so that makes me feel like progress is on the horizon.
Murray Patterson says there's still work for America to live up to her promise.
That it does take all of us to journey towards freedom together.
The statue will stay here until mid-December, then go on to Philadelphia. Reporting from Sylva, Rex Hodge, News 13. Services for Captain Hall started at Waynesville's First Presbyterian Church, his family's church, and ended with burial and full military honors here at Green Hill Cemetery. Reverend Holly Davis presided over a full house, full of emotion for Captain Frederick Hall. After more than 5 decades, his remains from his crashed Air Force jet in Vietnam finally identified through DNA and returned home. Childhood friend and neighbor Donald Davis gave the eulogy, recounting boyhood expeditions around Waynesville, with Freddie always pointing the way.
And Fred laughed and said, "Oh, that's Green Hill Cemetery. They don't need lights over there."
No surprise to Davis that Hall would become a jet navigator in the war. The Green Hill Cemetery would become Hall's final destination. Davis says even in death, Hall is showing the way.
As Fred leads us on that exact same route that we followed 65 years ago. And you know what? He'll be looking down watching today.
A horse-drawn caisson pulled Hall's casket up Main Street.
Any of them of the MIA that we can bring home is, that's the ultimate goal.
An especially impactful moment for fellow Vietnam vets enduring a long period of healing.
It does help, yeah. I think many little things like that over the years have helped.
A moment also for the community to connect. C.C. Hayes wondering if DNA analysis will help identify her second cousin, shot down in World War II.
We are hoping, they might find his remains.
At the cemetery, Hall received a full military salute. Guns, a jet flyover, to the playing of taps. A grateful nation handing an American flag to Hall's widow, a family appreciative.
It's great to see the county, the state, and everybody show Freddie the respect that we should show all of our people who give the ultimate sacrifice.
It kind of gets really close to my heart. I mean, it's been a long time waiting.
Finally, a final resting place for Hall with his parents, and at last, a navigator landing.
It's called home. Amen.
Yes, they have come by the Carolina Furniture Concept store here in Waynesville all day today, each one feeling it's their obligation to help feed hungry children.
Here, let me get a bunch of those for you.
People dropped by our Break the Hunger location in Waynesville with steady offerings of food or cash to buy food, seasoned with kindness. Out here live, I am inside the Two Men in a Truck, and JD's back here packing up these boxes. What do you say, about 50 boxes?
50 boxes on the nose.
On the nose, 50. That's a very good turnout. All these filled up with food that's going to go out to families that need them, so we want to thank you very much.